Hello Group 10, as promised, I would make a bunch of videos for the Pixibook that we created, and in this video I will be covering the structure of all the files, the external style sheet, the sound and the pages. So first things first, we have our main folder named Steampunk. Inside our main folder we have subfolders such as images, JS for JavaScript, sound and styles, and in the root folder of Steampunk we also have all our pages from our landing page, meaning our index page, to page 12. So we actually have 13 pages because we also have a page 1. So we are having one extra page that we actually allowed. So if we open our image page, image folder, you will see all the folders all the way up to page 12, which means that in every one of these folders there is images related to that specific page. So page 0 is our index landing page, and you can see we have a background, we have a name image and a robot boy and a robot girl and speech 1, speech 2. I'm not going to go over all the images. You can always see the linking on the specific pages, what image is linked to what. I'm always trying to name my files, images, sound as much to what's actually going on the specific page. So if we have an image of a robot dad, there is much sense to name the image robot dad. Alright, so that is something that you're going to see throughout the entire Pixibook. Next up, we also have some extra images inside our folder, which is not in a specific folder because this is images that's either being used on all the pages or simply just because I'm too lazy and save it in one of the other folders. We have our back and next image here. That is of course our two buttons, back and next, whenever you are changing page. Then we have something called paper large, paper medium, and this is the background image for the text that we are having appearing on every page. And the reason why we have a medium and a large and not a small, I don't know why we don't have a small actually, we should have that, but there's no need for that. The medium and large is covering pretty much all the text containers that we have, since sometimes the characters is talking not so much and other times they are talking quite a lot. So I need different sizes of the background so they all play in nicely. The medium can go all the way down to 400 times 10, meaning that we have the width of 400 pixels and the height of 10 pixels. The large one is 400 pixels as well. They all have the same width, 400, but the difference is in the height. And the large one can go all the way up to 80 pixels. I think the medium is max 50 or 60. So I have two different images depending on what character is actually talking and how much they are actually talking. The tick green should probably be on the page 0, the index page, so that's a well, it's not an error or anything, but it's something I could probably have done to make it a bit more easy for you guys to understand. But that's basically the tiny little check mark for whenever you're actually selecting a character. But nevertheless, it's there and it will just be there forever. Next up is our JavaScript folder, or our jQuery folder. It's very important that you guys understand the difference between that, because JavaScript is the mother language. jQuery is a plugin that a nice little noob actually wrote to make it easier for you guys and me to actually understand JavaScript. Think of the jQuery library 191 being something close to microprocess language. This is where we're almost talking binary language, meaning speaking 01011. This is computer language at such a high level. There is no one at our school that is even daring to actually teach us this shit, because this is extremely advanced. jQuery plugin is something that a guy made to make it easier for us to actually write jQuery code. We can use or execute simple code to actually make animation, objects or whatnot to appear or disappear in a certain way that we will want it. Just so you know it, this is actually not JavaScript, it's jQuery that you're coding. Very important, because Brendan Young corrected me several times and I actually thought that it was JavaScript, but I had my lesson learned Again, this is a different external style sheet, the steampunk_library.php. Don't focus too much on that one. I'm not using it. It is an experiment that I'm trying to play around with. I thought it could be a really nice thing to have all our function on a separate file instead inside our index page or all the other pages where we're actually using it, and then just calling the function to make it a much more cleaner code look. Again, we're not using that much code on every page, so it's not that frustrating to actually figuring out what's going on. But again, it's just something I would like to try, so that's why it's there, and I'm going to get back to it later on in the semester when we are working with jQuery again, because I could not really make it work the way that I would want it to work. Okay, but all the other ones, jQuery, they are there for a reason. The jQuery 191 is the main library. The jQuery sh image select drop down and select min, all min, they are actually only there for the sole purpose of changing the appearance on whenever you're selecting a character. It's actually a module or plugin that I paid for to get some sort of tutorial understanding in, and it's extremely advanced in a way that I would not be able to write it myself, but with the help of other people actually writing what's going on, it gave me a quite good understanding. Again, this is advanced, so ignore this. We are going to focus on some simple jQuery code, so you'll be at the same pace and level as everyone else in the class, okay? If you are interested in knowing what's going on, you can always ask me and I'll probably make another video, not today or any other day in the future, but later on, okay? And I'll explain the syntax and structure going on. Next up is our sound. That is all our MP3 files. I don't have the OGG files. Why not? Because we ran out of space. So obviously it's not going to be there, but all these sound files is of course related to something inside our Pixibook. And they all have the name of a character, if it's a background sound, and then what scene they're related to. Like we see here, Sarah_SC5, so this is Sarah scene 5. Next up, style. That is, of course, referred to all the CSS going on, meaning all the styling of our container on all our pages. Our main.css is the main structure or the main styling of all our objects element. The sh image select drop down is, of course, these three are all referred to one specific thing, meaning whenever you are mouse overing one of the characters on index page. Okay, you can always look through them. They are not containing that much CSS. There's just minor stuff going on there, and they are all self-explaining because there is, of course, comments to all my code. We can just try and quickly open our main CSS here so you guys can see. The first thing that we have here is like the main code, like link, footer, section, header, wrapper. This is just skeletons basically. Next up, I write page 0, meaning our index page, and I always comment again whenever I'm ending whatever code or CSS related to that page, meaning I write page 0 end. So all this code in between here is related to our index page, and so on and so on. I do that for all the pages. This makes it extremely simple for you guys to go back in and review the code and see, well, what CSS is actually related to what. Okay, I close this one, and the other pages down here, the index to page 12, well, that is all the different pages that we have. So this is the structure of our entire page. I hope it made sense. Again, if you don't understand something, I'll always try and explain it in a different way so you will understand what's going on. I hope you liked it. Next up, I'll probably continue on some code. Take care.